Hello everybody, I'm Panel776 and this time around I'd like to tell you something. I've done something a little bit evil. It's not this Citrine, I've just put pass on her because Mouse Rat is in the game now and can Gatekeeper all over our stuff. Also, the seal is wrong. I'll change that pretty quick. It's not that. You'll see what I've done that's evil later, but up here we have Grima +1, Plumeria, Naga +6, Haith +4, Nephany +8, and Heather. So I guess there is at least some desire to counter our Cantria strategy here. We'll see how that goes for them. They did bring the Heather, after all. That being said, despite the Heather being here, I'm not entirely sure what the rest of the strategy is going to be. Could be Grima tanking the arcane Grima? But aside from that, I'm really not sure, and it seems like they're not entirely sure either, given how they've just kind of been sitting around for however many turns. Okay, finally deciding to go in with Haith. Flora doesn't care. Flora doesn't care. And that does, however, give them the opportunity to send Heather in afterwards. Flora does care about that. They are kind of running out of actions here. Haith going to deal with Cantria next. Not sure if that's the unit I would have targeted first, considering that you already did the whole Heather thing. Seems to me like there are things around here you should maybe be a little bit more scared of, like, yes, say hello to Gullveig. One shots, hey, pretty easy. Extra action. One, that should be a one shot, right? Yep, one shot's Heather. What next? Gets danced. Yep, there we go. One shot's Nephany, presumably. Oh, it's a little close, but yeah, that's a one shot. And action number 4 is not actually. Oh, no, it is. No, it is. Spoke too soon. Action number 4 is happening. This time into Naga, who, to no surprise, well, actually, to a bit of surprise, gets one-shotted by a slightly closer margin than I thought yet again, but it's fine. It's absolutely fine. We took out 4 units there, and by we, I mean literally just Gullveig took out 4 units, and, well, that'll do it. Next up here, we're looking at Brave Gullveig +1, Nino, Attuned Nino, Brave Edelgard +8, Regin +5, Veil, and Ultina +3. Looking to take out the catapult there, but as a sack play. Don't know if it's a deliberate sack play or if they just had no way of getting Regin out of there, but either way.
Not good enough.
Risk for trap, lost a unit, and didn't even get to save their healing tower. Still, that does open up the team a fair amount there. Gullveig able to go in here to our Gullveig. Dealt with pretty swiftly. Attuned Nino versus Nino versus Flora. Well, neither of them are taking that much damage. but it does open her up for a little bit of Veil. That hurts. And decharging the special as well. Ooh. Okay, so the team's been opened up. Gullveig gets one more action, puts it into Catria here. And the second attack should do it. And able to back pretty far out of range, and by pretty far I mean not quite far enough. We'll see who the team goes in on here. It is Gullveig that Citrine targets. 88 damage plus that big AoE beforehand. Freya unfortunately not able to do much through Brave Edelgard. She is green. Let's see if the color triangle works at least sometimes, even if it isn't necessarily working in our favor here. And despite 2 losses, they keep soldiering on. Again, this is the first day, I'd like to remind you. This is the first day in the vault at that. And yet again, Veil proving remarkably tanky and able to deal with Citrine as well. Nagi is not going in first, actually. It is Mirabilis attacking into Brave Edelgard. Good luck there. And now Nagi goes in, which, well, at the very least we got the flash from Mirabilis, huh? But well, battle number 2, they went up top to try and get pots by the looks of it, but didn't actually get any pots. And that's going to be the end of it. Well, they did one. They sacrificed 2 units to get that win. They got no pots. And actually, looking back at it, they didn't even have a ladder equipped on their building, so that must have been a really bad season for them. Next up here, Plumeria. Brave Gullveig, Harmonic Cordelia, safe. This is what was catching me up. Mythic Gullveig? What? That's defense Mythic. You're losing score, buddy. And Attuned Peony. Well, going in with Gullveig first. Flora, unfortunately, not having a great time against this one. And of course, being a Gullveig, extra action incoming. Also, interesting build there. Not seeing any fiery flames. They do on this Gullveig, however, who is also quadding thanks to the whole Cordelia thing. Handle Citrine next. Takes a pretty big hit, but the damage reduction able to keep her alive just fine. There's a special, which means that Gullveig will be getting a third action, which she uses to take care of Catria. At this point, safe going for the quad into Nagi. Because again, Cordelia. And backing out to let Mirabilis take the fight into Peony. And, ooh, they must have calced that one out. Or got really lucky, one or the other. Because that could have potentially ended very badly for them, causing them to miss pots.
I'll cheer you on.
Anyway. A pretty ridiculous Gale Force sweep involving no actual Gale Force, because units are just that ridiculous these days. I would have respected that a little bit, except they were using the wrong Gullveig. Wrong Gullveig. You lose points for that. You literally lose points for that. Why are you doing this? Well, next up here we're looking at Brave Gullveig, very popular, Legendary Veronica, Safe, +1, Fallen Byleth, Veil, and Duo Peony. Strategy seems to be, well, I don't know what the strategy is. There could be some sort of hidden run angle with either the Gullveig or the Veronica. Or they could just go for a Fallen Byleth kind of... Or they could do nothing and leave. Well, that's a bit silly of them, but it does give me a chance to segue into my evil plan. So, here it is, my evil stratagem. You may know a bunch of busted new units came out, and I'm running them. Here's Byleth, Duo Byleth, our fast saver. And here's Byleth, Duo Byleth, our near saver. Also, I figured I'd try Alincia, since we don't need a duo unit on the team to keep our hindrance up anymore, because we've got 2 of them as our saves. I think she have a bit more kill power than Katria, and she still does the same warping thing. We'll see how that works out. Our opponents here, Walhart, +10. Okay, Veil, a duo Kagero, Mouse Rat, first time we saw her, +1. Atari Azura, +1, and Hey, +1. Let's see how this goes, huh? Just kind of scouting things out first time around. Warheart is a pretty good way of disabling saves a lot of the time. However, the units we have here do in fact have built-in Null Sea Disrupt. Both of those Duo Byleths do. So not gonna pan out here. However, unfortunately, it looks like what they're playing around is Bolt Tower. Does big chunky damage there, and oof, finishes Byleth off. Not even the strongest units in the game can resist losing all their hit points before combat. Valencia kind of didn't stand a chance there, and because we live in Ridiculous Kanto Town, they Ridiculous Kanto their way out of here. Also, Mouse Rat has been here, so we can't even go warping our way through this stuff. Freya does still reach, but again, we've been Bolt Towered. He's on 1 hit point. He's going to try his best, but his best is not going to cut it in this situation. Team comes forward. Have some Hafe nonsense now. Using the power of, well, murder to murder our units. We are going to have to see how they deal with the second Duo Byleth, because even though the second one is technically a near save, well, apparently they can deal with it just fine.
I have to help.
Or almost deal with it just fine. That is a Duo Byleth who is very notably still alive after that. Now, unfortunately, here the order the movement order just not quite turning out right. Otherwise, we could have had Citrine warp in there, but no. I'll keep that in mind for next time we run this team, though. Have to make some slight adjustments. And now, kiting that Byleth around. Gonna take out both the pots here. Now we just need to see if they have a way to finish Byleth in the final turn. And I'm gonna be honest, I kind of suspect that they do, especially with Haith on board here. Yeah, the Luna just about does it. Was getting a little close there, but they do manage to get it done. And here's the thing, I said earlier that Byleth, even the strongest units can't survive Bolt Tower. Here's the thing I realized. I'm running a plus HP seal on the near save Byleth, right? You see how many hit points we end up with? 73. Turns out that's just enough hit points. And if we'd met that condition, we would still have had 80% damage reduction to survive the first hit from Duo Kagura. Well, enough of that. We've got Duo Peony here, Legendary Seleth, Plumeria +1, Veil, Attuned Nino, and Ratatoskr, Mouse Rat. That being said, even though changing the seal for an HP seal might be good in case we get Bolt Towered again, I already re-blessed him to use for an offense, so next season. They seem to just kind of plonk Ratatoskr again, not sure what they expected to get out of that. But it looks like what they're actually getting out of that is death. And more death, because this is Gullveig we're talking about. Eats the special back from Nino, but that just lets us charge up. Time is light, meaning Gullveig third action time. And there it is, a beautiful Gullveig third action coming out to deal with Plumeria here. Goodbye. Everything else shuffles forward, and I'd say we're in a pretty good spot here. Our opponents seem to agree we're in a pretty good spot here because they are out of here. Well, up next. Oh, what's this person got going for them? We have Say. We have Plumeria +3, we have Young Eliwood, we have Christmas Dimitri, Terrifying Unit, we have Veil, and we have Ratatoskr. I said before, the best protection against Christmas Dimitri is not to let him get in. Well, I think Byleth might be one of the best units at not letting him get in. What we should do, right, is... Well, it kind of looks like he's getting in here. Gonna be honest with you. We do... They used the Veil! They used the Veil to stop our special on the counterattack. And so Dimitri actually survives the combat. That's remarkable. Let's see how it works out for them. Well, Citrine going in first. He does have advantage. And like a buffoon, the person who always says bring Hardy Bearing, did not bring Hardy Bearing. But, oh, he doesn't pre-charge his special if he's below 25% hit points. So, he does not pierce Gullveig's damage reduction, and he kind of gets murdered. Kinda. Not complaining about that. Well, they do seem to not completely be out of it yet. God, that rat is so cute. Finds the real bolt trap. Shuffles a bit further forwards, but it looks like they can't deal with the second Byleth, and with that, they choose to quit out of the match. Well, we got a few more battles left. Up against us this time we have Legendary Deirdre, we have Plumeria, we have Joe Mark, we have Mouse Rat, we have Guy, he's plus 10, and we have Vanessa, also plus 10. Always good to see someone using their favourites in a mode like this. That being said, there's a difference between using your favourites and using your favourites well. That being said, we're going through a lot of that being said here today, aren't we? They have taken kind of an imaginative approach here, using warps to go over the solid terrain and get into our lovely little pot storage area. And, well, they are able to just tank Alincia there, however, they did not actually tank Alincia. So yeah, did not go particularly well for them. Well, a few more to go. We've got for Maria here, some Fjorm, plus 10, pretty scary unit. A Ratatoskr, we've got Garrett, we've got Hay, and we have another Legendary Deirdre. What are the odds? Well, they're set up pretty cozily there, with a little bit of rat protection. Citrine goes in first. Ooh. When they're at plus 10, these Summer Fjorms actually get pretty resistant to AoEs. They do have the 40% damage reduction, but I'm used to them having relatively low stats, so... That was a weird sound. Down to 7 hit points there, but gonna heal back up off of hitting Gullveig. Does outspeed Gullveig, by the way, because plus 10 gets us to some pretty ridiculous levels. Down to 21 hit points though, no healing tower. Didn't look like they healed up with Maria either. So taking this a little bit risky. Freya not quite managing to kill. Not dying either. But they do guard him up, so... Okay, he goes around, goes into Ratatoskr instead. She does have damage reduction, though. So she finishes him off. Unfortunate, we do have guidance on Mirabilis, which would help us snipe out that Ratatoskr, but... Again, the whole green Divine Veins thing going on is preventing that from happening and preventing our second Byleth here from even attacking. Doing a whole lot of ruse nonsense. Looks like they're pretty confident in their Ratatoskr, actually.
This is for you. Ow, 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 ow.
First Byleth goes into Fjorm. Not quite enough. Take 2, this time with the special charged. Frostbite Mirror does not do enough to keep her alive, but the miracle does, healing her back up to full. This Byleth goes into Ratatoskr.
Can't stop now.
And well, if the order here was different, this might have ended a little differently, because that Ratatoskr is 1 hit away from getting blasted by well, the next Byleth that shows up, but we're not quite in that kind of situation. Full Maria attacking in now. Our Byleth is below 25%, so the NCD is offline. And down to just one Byleth left. Supreme Heaven cut through Fjorm last time, but we've lost a lot of our support units here, so it's not quite enough. Very, very close, though. And that means now it's just on to the matter of getting pots for them. Well, unless Mirabilis manages to pick up a kill here, but they seem pretty confident in just leaving all of their squishy ranged units in range of Mirabilis, just hanging around like that. Attacks into Garrick here.
Ain't gonna be easy.
Interesting that she chose that one as opposed to any other, but it'll do. Do they even have a way to get these pots? Oh, yeah, they do. They do. Or they've got one pot at least. They'll be able to get the other pot next turn. Yeah, they got a little bit too complacent. Mirabilis managing to sneak out one little kill there at the end. And oh, this must have been someone going for a high score, because that kill, that single kill, caused them to quit out. Well, pretty close match, pretty exciting match. They kept their Fjorm alive. But here's the other thing. If I'd been running Catria here, I'm pretty sure that Fjorm would have died, with Brave attacks getting the Byleths charged up. Interesting to think about. Anyway, the final map here is Gatekeeper +1, Brave Corrin, Arcane Grima, Ashera +4, 4 +4, and Veil. Immediately finds the real Bolt Trap. And Catapult just took out their healing tower, so they are stuck on tiny amounts of hit points. Nonetheless, they are going for their save strategy anyway. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's working out for them. I don't think it is.
Still not enough.
That's Corrin down. Gullveig extraction. Or no, Alincia not going in. It's Gullveig extraction time, as we kind of expected. Both saves dealt with. However, we dealt with them a little bit too well, because Gullveig didn't even get to charge a special. Although Citrine does get to walk in and finish off Ashera here. Alright, now that's where we're leaving our offense for the time being, and that's where they surrender out of it. Pretty happy with how that went, honestly. Did I say that last one was the last map? Because I miscounted. This one's the last map. Our opponents here: Plumeria, Veil, Edelgard +2 AoE build, Naga +3, and Arcane Tana, and lastly Garrick to get that AoE charged up turn 1. They go in, AoE us down.
Have a wonderful evening.
The Supreme Heaven does not finish her off on the counterattack, interesting to know. However, Edelgard extraction AoEs us again. This time they're really gonna do it. Still eating 2 actions against AoE is pretty solid. Dance extraction AoE number 3. Alincia goes down. Now, they do have Wings of Mercy, so able to warp Naga in, take out Gullveig. But it looks to me like that's where they've stalled out, and that's not a very good place to stall out, because we've still got plenty of units here who can do some real damage.
Such power.
Such as Freya, and now such as Citrine. You're not the only people who can use AoEs. Here's ours.
Come.
And there was an attempt. 2 units down, what are they gonna do now? Vale goes into Byleth on 1 hit point. This can only really end one way. Tana attacking Citrine here. And okay, going for Mirabilis. Well, okay, I'm not questioning that. They left Freya alive. Freya, being alive, manages to snipe Plumeria and charge his Gale Force, kill Vale as well.
So I am a defect.
And, well, they can probably finish things here and now, but they choose to surrender, instead having lost 4 of their units and with 0 chance for pots. Alright, and that, my friends, is the season. Unfortunately, Nagi didn't get to live out the dream of completely walling out an AoE Edelgard, but we did get the next best thing, which is whatever happened just there. A bit of a sloppy season, all in all, but, well, that's how it is when we've got a new strategy, and we learned a lot of things to do for next time. I'm probably bringing Katria back, for instance, and we're going to run an HP seal on the Far Saver as well as the Near Saver. See how that turns out when it comes to protecting us from Bolt Tower. Well, thanks everyone for showing up. Let me know what you think of my nasty plot here, and if you've been having any trouble with the new winter units yourself, given that they are, after all, quite busted. Or Mouse Rat for that matter, seeing as this is her first season in play. I have had a lovely time here. I will see you all next time. Penrost out.